What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super, man. Oh, man. This is going to be one of my favorite episodes of Super, solely because of Android 17. I've heard a lot of people say that Android 17 was like the MVP of the tournament. After watching this episode, I completely agree with that statement. He is the MVP. Yeah, so... Yeah, well, actually, let me get Toonami this week, because Toonami yesterday, or last night I should say, was quite interesting. So, it started off pretty nice, and then we got to SAO. And if you guys were watching Toonami, then you guys know. So, if you were, especially if you were like me, where you just don't watch Super, you just watch most of it. I usually watch up to JoJo, and that's when I go to bed, because at that point, yeah, there isn't really much. I mean, there's Black Clover and Hunter x Hunter, but I'm not really into well, I got Black Clover, but that's record. Hunter x Hunter, I am hella behind on, and yeah. So, as I was saying, so when SAO airs, they play the episode. First half, I think it's pretty good, but then we get to the part when, I forget the dude's name. It shows off, and we see how the AI, but they can't still take the fact that, you know, they are an AI, and they can't, they're like, no, I'm a human, and the AI just crashes. So, they get to that scene, but then it starts glitching out, and then it froze. I was like, wait, what the fuck? No, at first I thought it was my kill box, because, you know, that happens sometimes. I thought maybe, like, the internet went out, and, you know, that's why. But then, it goes straight to commercials. Commercial play just fine. We get back to the episode, it freezes again, then they just straight up go to Megalobox. I'm like, what the fuck? I head up on Twitter. I tweet out that, hey, is anyone else having this problem? They say yeah, and I also go on Twitter and other people are having the same problem as I was. It was like that on the East Coast as well. So yeah, so they played the first half of Megalobox. Then when the actual timestamp, then when it actually became Megalobox's turn, when it got to their time slot, they just replayed the episode from the start and then just played it from there. I was like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on here? And from there, it was, you know, business as usual. At least from what I know. Then after Megalobox's JoJo, that's when I go off. So, yeah, Toonami was quite interesting this week. Someone should reply to my tweet saying, "Prepare for some drunk Toonami." And yep, I agree. And there wasn't even really nothing on their Facebook either. Like I checked Trust Fan, they didn't really say anything about it, which was kind of weird. And it looks like they're just gonna straight up just go to the next episode for next week's episode for next week. I don't. So I guess they're not gonna just replay the last half hour. Maybe they will. I don't know what's gonna go on with this week's episode. I don't know if they're just gonna like, you know, okay, we could get it, so, you know, fine, let's just go to the next episode, cause are they just gonna replay it? I don't know. I don't know what Toonami's gonna do next week. We'll find out when we get there. Speaking of SEO, guys, I'm gonna be working overtime for y'all next week, cause y'all will see 4 episode reactions drop on either Saturday or Sunday. SAO Alicization for the sub, which I mentioned that in my SAO review. Dragon Ball Super, because, you know, we know my man Gohan is going to be the main focus. From the little preview, oh yeah. So we got that one. Boruto, because it's the episode where Team 17's up against whatever the dude's name is, and I gotta watch that just to see, you know, my guys Team 7 finally teaming up again. Speaking of Boruto, so for this week's episode was antiquated, so we find out that actually, apparently, at least for now, Karin is actually Sadaro's mother. Now, they do this by using Karin's umbilical cord and comparing them with Sadaro's DNA. Now, I have a feeling that this is all lies. This is all bullshit. And knowing this character from what at least we've seen from Boruto, this dude's an idiot. So I would not actually be surprised if that's actually Sakura's umbilical cord. I don't know why they would have Karin's unless some shit happened in Shippuden that I am unaware of, and I'm probably better off not knowing. And this is just Kishimoto just trolling again. I would not be surprised if it's actually Sakura's. That probably is Sakura's, in all honesty. And then the next episode they'll reveal that, yes, I am your real mom. Let's I don't know. So yeah, Boruto's is pretty interesting. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure this is just Kishimoto trolling. Anyway, and Megalobox, because this is the final episode of Megalobox, where Yuri is gonna face off against Gearless Joe. And what happened in this week's episode of Megalobox, I'm super excited to see fight. Apparently it was a little disappointing, but I'll be the judge of that. I'm hella looking forward to the fight. Now everyone's gonna be fighting Gearless. It's gonna be high. So yeah, so expect a lot of episode reactions for y'all. 4 episode reactions. So get excited for that, man. Yeah. So anyway. So let's just jump right into the episode for Super this time, because man, this episode's so fucking good, man. Okay, guys, before we begin, some major breaking news has literally just dropped out as I was recording this video, and that is actually Yunko Productions, who you guys, in case you guys don't know, who is a very credible source in the anime community on Twitter. Dude's always guy with the scoops. Now, granted, he has, like anybody, he has been wrong a couple times, but most of the time he is indeed right. And he has come out and stated that indeed Dragon Ball Super will be returning in July of this year. And actually, Geekdom dropped a video as well, like not too long ago, which I watched, where actually Shintani, who was the character designer for the Broly movie, is going to be the character designer for the new Super anime, which I'm actually looking forward to. Now, I never really, and honestly, I won't lie, I think I actually kind of prefer Shintani's character design to the Broly movie a little bit more than what we've got so far in normal Super, because I don't know, it just kind of looks a little bit better to mine. Now, great, I don't expect the end, because I think I just prefer the art style in general. Now, I don't expect it to look anywhere near as good as the Broly movie. Hopefully, as long as they can keep the art style a little similar to the Broly movie, they can keep it similar to that, I'll be good. Because I thought the Broly art style was really good. Apparently it's going to be following the manga, so whatever arcs the manga's in. I'm not currently reading the Dragon Ball Super manga. I will one day, but I'm not currently reading at this point, so we got all that stuff. Major news has just dropped on that, so yeah, just wanted to, and also, you guys may be wondering, will I be reviewing it, say, after the English dub is already done by that point, you know, Toonami goes through everything, and it's done. If it is, no, if it's only the sub. If like the dub comes out relatively soon, like maybe we might get if by some miracle Toei actually gives Funimation, like, you know, the early versions, and we can get same day simultaneous like we did for My Hero Academia season 2, season 3, then you bet your ass I'm reviewing that shit day one with the English dub, and I'm going to keep reviewing it with the English. I'm not going to move over to the sub like I did with Hero Walker, Tokyo Ghoul, because I've mentioned this before in some videos. I just personally don't like the Japanese audio for Dragon Ball. No disrespect to the actors. I got nothing but respect for those guys, but it's just more personally a preference with me. I just can't get into it. I mean, some of you might say, "Oh, but Glenn, you review Dragon Ball Heroes." Yeah, but Dragon Ball Heroes is like 9 minutes at max, so it's not that. So I'm not like sitting there listening to it for like 30 minutes. You know, I got nothing against Japanese actors. I got nothing respect for them, but I just personally prefer the English dub. So, yeah, I just wanted to give that quick shout out. So, if the English dub comes out around the same time, whether it's the usual 2 weeks behind thing, like Funimation usually does with their English dubs, I'm reviewing that shit relatively closely. I'll be reviewing with the English dub. Same day simuldubs, you guys can expect me to be there day one along with everybody else. But if not, I'm going to wait till the English dub, till an English dub does come out for this new anime for me to start reviewing the new Dragon Ball Super. So, yeah, want to give that quick little out there. So now, let's get on to the actual episode. So we start the episode off. We got we got the Grand Zenos looking through all the universes. They're like, okay, Universe 2, Universe 5, 6, whatever, you know, the usual thing. And then we get over back to the battleground. You got Brienne, I think her name was, the green-haired chick from Universe 2, if I'm not mistaken. He's like, okay, you know, let's go find a higher platform so we can transform. So they go to their higher platform. We get to Goku. He's like thanking 1817 for the help, and actually 1817 are straight up Naruto running arms behind their backs and all. Thought that was kind of funny. They're like, you know, thank us after 18 tells us, like, you know, thank us after this is all over. So then we get to the highlight of the episode, without a doubt, no question. So they're at the high. So Brienne and her other two girls are at the top of this platform, top of this little mountain, and they're like, "Ahem, our fellow fighters, watch as we now transform to face you all." And then you got the God of Destruction for Universe 2 being like, "And now we will show you the ritual. We'll defeat them with the power of love," or whatever the hell she said. So then they transform. I wouldn't be surprised this was littered with Sailor Moon references, because I'm pretty sure also Toei also did Sailor Moon. I wouldn't even be hell. I bet Sailor Moon fans were screaming when they saw this, because, you know, it scratched that nostalgia itch probably for them. So they transform, and, you know, we get to see everybody, and then I love Beerus, man. I love Beerus in this part. He's like, if they're going to transform, I wish they would end the song and dance already. It seems like, and the elder and the god was like, bite your tongue, show respect to the ritual. And so they're transforming, and then we see everyone else. They're just kind of just watching, and then we see a Kai blast aimed straight towards them, big explosion where they are, and we find out who started this. It was 17. Like I said, I heard a lot from, especially my close friend Eli Moore said that these two would always get that 17 was the MVP of the tournament. After watching this episode, yes, he is. He is the MVP of this tournament. I agree with that sentiment. So he gets down. Goku's like, "Hey, why'd you do that for?" He's like, They left themselves open. Is there a problem? And I'm like, no, 18, no, 17. There is a problem because I'm glad someone has some fucking logic in this anime where they don't just sit there as they transform and like, okay, yeah, transform. Someone actually attacks them when they transform. I'm sure I'm not the only. I know I'm not the only one that whenever we watch an anime, especially shonen, whether it's Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball, especially, why the villains just kind of just sit there or the heroes just sit there while they're transforming. They don't go on the offense. They just sit there and wait for the transformation to end. They just sit. Now, great. I like how Bleach did it, where they would like show respect and let me charge up. I think that was during the Ichigo versus Kenpachi fight in the Soul Society arc, if I remember correctly. I think that was the one where like the Kawakubo tried his best to like explain the fact that why nobody attacked characters on their transform. So I'm glad 17's like, you know, why should we sit here? Bye. I thought that was fucking hilarious, man. So, and then they start on, and then Brienne and her other girls be like, "Yeah, you! Look, we are in the middle of a trip, and you can't just attack us while we're in the middle of it!" And he's just saying, Goku's like, "Yeah, man, you can't do that." Then Top shows up out of nowhere, like, "Yes, when a character poses, when someone poses, that's justice! You, sir, have violated the code." Which, well, you guys may remember, in my review last week, I said I was going to follow the guy that voices Top. I found out the dude doesn't have a Twitter. Or any socials for that matter, which is weird. But, you know, whatever. Maybe the dude just wants to stay off of social media. But I felt I was kind of disappointed when I saw it. I was like, oh, damn it, because I want to follow the guy. Because I love his voice for Tom. I don't know if that's just his natural voice, or if he just, like, deepens it a little bit more. Because I love voices, Tom's English voice, man. It's fucking perfect. And then 17's just like, alright, whatever. He just like, go on ahead. And she's like, thank you for your say. Yes. And she's like, oh, but don't think we'll go easy on you. And then Tom says, yes, pose as hard as you like. Ugh. And then disappears. And so they're like, and then so they started off from the top, completely with all the Yada instructions, be like, and now for the transformation. And then it was like, and then Beerus says, we have to watch this from the start again. And then Champa, my man Champa is like, we gotta watch this shit again. I thought that was absolutely perfect when Champa was like, we gotta watch this again. And Beerus like, we have to watch this from the top again. I love both of them. Like, just get on with it. Enough with the transformation. I love that. Without a doubt, the highlight of the episode. So they transform, get to their all transformations. Although one thing I find it weird is I don't understand why the other two girls, when they transform, they just like their skin color changes and they get extra costumes. But yeah, when Brienne changes, she gains like 50 pounds. I don't know, to each his own. Maybe Akira Toriyama or someone at Toei has a thing for fat chicks. I don't know, man. I don't know, and I ain't judging. And then you got the Supreme Kai of the second universe. Like, whoa! Those girls just got 10 times prettier. And Krillin's like me. He's like, I don't know. I think they were cuter before they transformed. And then Whis shows up, being like, well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, after all. To each his own. And that differs from person to person. And universe to universe. And of course, everybody else starts kind of blushing. Even Top, along with the Beerus knockoff from Universe 11, is also blushing. And so they do another like special transformation where Brienne uses her attack, which she like goes into like a heart shape and then just kind of like throws her hands in like a fast motion, just like and then just all these hearts just like start flying all over the place, causing explosions and releasing this like I'm assuming this perfume or gas, and Fizz, and I love Fizz, like, oh, what an adrid. Oh, I forget even. I don't even know what the hell. I honestly forget what he said, but I thought for like, oh, that's an interesting odor. So some people even like get like start like getting like start having like start falling in love with the dress. It's like Poison Ivy's. Is this attack reminds you of the ability Poison Ivy, which like blows some dust or whatever into you, and bam, you're instantly infatuated woman. Which, by the way, I love the episode of Gotham last 2 weeks ago when Poison Ivy had like controlled various people. I thought I love that episode. Seriously, season 5 is so fucking good, man. I can't wait till it gets back on the air. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So after that, we see everybody dodging the heart. Frieza just kind of like uses his hand as a fan while everyone else is dodging it. And then we see we get to the burst that we were probably all curious about that was probably going to fail here was Master Roshi. Even we says, and the one I'm most concerned about. Because as we know, Master Roshi has gotten better and is now can resist females, but with this, he was probably going to lose. But nah, he gets up on top of like this little pillar and he's like, whoa, thanks bro! Now, thank you, you did not become that spunky young girl for nothing! So Master Roshi is good here. He's like, this fragrance ain't got no effect on our boy. We didn't see Jiren, who was just like deflecting the hearts, and he puts his hand up and throws a Kai blast at her, which destroys the heart because there's a perfume. But then we don't see Vegeta having his hand down in the same position, so I don't know who threw that Kai blast and who hit it first. Was it Jiren or Vegeta? Whatever the case may be, Vegeta's like, alright, now let's fight. I was expecting more, but I expect more from this transformation, just come on, fight. So Vegeta and Bersia, I think her name was Bersia? I don't know, I am terrible with names. Bersia, they face off. I also know some reused animation here too from the OP, but whatever. Overall, the art animation this episode was fucking great. I would definitely say the art animation in this week's episode was great. So they face off, they had a fight, and then we get over to 17. He's oh man. So 17's facing off against Kakusa? Kakusa was her name? What was it? Kakusa, I think? I think it was like Kakusa or something along those lines. So they're facing off, and first, she starts to get some offense on him. So get some offense on him, does like this thing where she'll kind of like does like a pinball thing where she's like bouncing off from different parts of the debris, hitting a 17. He kind of goes down. He's like, it looks like he's out. He's kind of out of it, running out of stamina. He's about to get eliminated. Beer's like, oh, this doesn't look good. And so then, when she starts charging towards him, he smiles, gets up, and we see this green, this green thing kind of outline his body, and then turns into a barrier, stopping her in her tracks. And she's like, what? How is this possible? And he's like, oh, I guess my stamina's pretty good too. And then sends her spinning around, sends her flying, hits her with a double kick, hits her with like a double stomp kick, about to send her out the ring, but Pakal, who is the flyer of the Universe 2, comes in there and saves her. She bounces off of her, heads straight towards 17, lands him right in the midsection, sends him flying, and she's like, okay, I can take care of it from here. 17 just kind of sits there on the ground, arms and spread out. 18 shows up and he's like, can I help you? No, I'm just wondering, do you need any help? He's like, no, just fighting her reminded me of the animals I left behind the island, which made me lose my guard. I'm good now. Now it's time to fight like I mean. And he disappears, does a pinball thing. Someone could make a Sonic meme out of this, and I hope someone does. I might do it myself and post it on Twitter if I forget the time. I don't know. So he's so he comes so he's bounced out the pinballs, attacks her, and we just see 817 just go off on this lands with attacks. Then we see him land on the sun or whatever the light that the sun or whatever that thing is called that's used to illuminate the arena. Lands on top of it, sits there off there, and everyone's and Chomp is like, what? Is this even legal? And then we get over to the Zenos and they're like, it's cool. They're loving the fight. They're like, yeah, it's fine. Jumps off of there. They both come colliding towards towards each other. Oh, he also eliminates Pakal. I also got banned for Pakal. And actually, he eliminates Pakal is that she goes in like a spin dash, and goes right towards where the Universe 2 like bleachers are. Hits her right there, and she falls right on top of it, and she just falls right into the bleachers. I thought, was she even eliminated because she didn't go out the ring? She just landed in the bleachers. But they do confirm that yes, indeed, she was eliminated. So yes, she is indeed out. So you can't get out either by getting thrown off the ring or just landing in the bleachers. So there's that. Oh man. So she gives away McCall, and actually, while 18 and 7, and while 17 and Kakusa are fighting up, she's going, you no good, ignorant, you no good, arrogant, smug mother. And then actually, Brigicia comes in there. And she's like, could you use some assistance? And she's like, fuck off, Brigicia. This guy's my Corey. She's like, okay, you have the power of love. And then they keep going at it. 17 finally manages to eliminate her with that sun attack. That was really cool. That was probably the best part. She's eliminated, and we end the episode off with a fight with the face-off between Brigicia, which her eyes are now covered in flames, versus 17. I'm hyped. And of course, but we know next week's gonna be Foes on my man Goku, especially from the little next episode preview we got Toonami earlier on in the evening. Next week's gonna be lit, guys. Next week, so yeah, I'm gonna be riding to that one. Also, guys, one thing I also know is that Toonami. You guys know that if you guys don't watch Toonami, you guys know Toonami has these little compilations of the different animes that they're airing at the time, and just throw them together in a little cool little edit. They did that for now. They uploaded. They showed off a new one, and whenever they use Dragon Ball Super footage, they use my man Gohan. Thank you, Toonami, for finally showing my man Gohan some respect. I tip my hat to you, good sir. So anyway, guys, I give this episode I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10 just for this double 17, man. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter for links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys.